Hi everyone, I'm Charles-Henri the co-founder of XR1.
Hi all, my name is Isabel, and together with my associate Charles-Henri, we present XR1, the conceptor of Mizik. So Charlie and myself, we come from quite different backgrounds. Him coming from cinema, myself from finance and HR. As such, virtual reality quickly convinced us that we could use this technology into our interest and that we would be able to realize our wildest dreams and our craziest ideas. Even becoming like the stars we see on the big screens, at the movies, on stages, television, video clips, and so on. And we often wondered what it would be like, what it is really to be a star. What does it mean? How does it feel to be on stage or on stage in front of thousands of fans? What is the real weight of impact of this fame? So it's also difficult to dare to show yourselves out there, and that pushed us to try to realize a concert simulation. So Mizik was born out of this childhood dream to become famous, but without putting yourself out there, being so exposed to the entire world.
I want to introduce you today's of our new application, Mizik. Mizik is a space created for fan, artists, friends, moments. A unique place where we can join together, whatever the restriction, whatever the distance. Come on.
Je te mentirais. Vite, je tombe. Est-ce que tu seras en bas? Est-ce que tu seras en bas pour m'emmener là où je ne sais pas, là où je ne vais pas? Alors vite, je tombe comme un pantin sans fil, trop libre et trop fragile. Je cherche ta main dans les nuages pour chasser son image. Je te mentirais si je te disais au fond des yeux que tes larmes ont tort de couler, que cette fille ne fait que passer.
Welcome to today's presentation. As I already talked a bit about us, we'll move forward to what virtual reality is. From there, how it all started, our reflections on it, and we'll explore the belief system, going from there to a new generation of business models to end up in a virtual future. So let's get going. What is virtual reality? If I would be with you today, we could have a discussion about it so that I could see that who would be already aware or familiar with the term and what the content of it. But let's assume that at this stage, you're all music lovers and you don't know anything yet about virtual reality besides maybe a game or two. So XR is the term that stands for X reality, extended reality, which defines all the new realities that are taking place in our daily lives. It includes augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. As you can see on the pictures behind me, augmented reality is an overlaying of virtual elements on top of the wheel, often used with a smartphone or a pair of smart glasses. Virtual reality, VR, is a total immersion in a virtual world, which replaces reality with an immersive 3D environment, or 360 video, often used with a virtual reality headset for total immersion. And then the third one, the mixed reality, MR. This is a virtual simulation adapted to the real environment, with the virtual environment scaled to the size of our real environment, where you can see that furniture and other real objects will be materialized in virtual with the same position coordinates used with a virtual reality headset. The next terms where I would like to go to is the Internet of Things. In fact, it's no longer the Internet of Things. It's about the Internet of Experiences, to a new medium called XR, taking place within a virtual world or the metaverse. I guess you all heard about that one so far. Virtual reality is all about democratizing storytelling. It gives people more control over the experience. Instead of trying to force a story upon you, we try and give you this playground through which you will create stories that you will then share through this medium. Virtual reality is a medium, a means by which humans can share ideas and experiences. You can see it as a medium like we know just before coming up virtual reality, the internet, and before that, television, radio, all mediums through which we share and communicate. Going from the Internet of Experiences or the metaverse, we go to the virtual and hybrid part of it. As you can see in the examples behind me, a virtual world accessible with a headset where you are really within the immersion, within the experience. Then we also have a virtual experience, for instance, a concert that is accessible on PC, whether by an application to download or through WebVR. With WebVR, you don't need to download, but you are restricted in terms of graphics for now. An experience here on the picture is, for instance, a virtual world of Virbella that was used for the conference of Laval Virtual this year, early July, and where we all had our stands, boxes for the exposants, yeah. And then going from there, we also have an integration of an experience, a concert in this case, in a virtual world with a green screen that is broadcasted. As you can see on the picture, on one side they create a scene, a virtual scene, and they film the DJ or the artist on a green screen and mix both to broadcast. So there you have an integration, an example of that one. Then you also have hybrid. What is hybrid? Hybrid combines, in fact, a live in-person experience with a virtual online component. So it's a combination of both. Virtual reality as such, what is it? Where does it come from? Well, in fact, it's a very vast subject. It appeared in the 60s with the Sensorama. Maybe some of you still know about that one or have heard about it. But its inventor, Morten Harlik, was the creator of the first immersive cinema in 1962 already. Imagine that. This box was the first individual cinema that proposed a sensory immersion in a movie. The public, seated in a vibrating seat, could feel all the scenes in the movie as if they were there. During the years, many things happened. But where it took almost 20 years for cell phones to become mainstream, going from the Nokia 3310 over the BlackBerry to the iPhone 12 Pro Max nowadays, the evolution of VR went way faster, and still not fast enough it seems. We're still quite limited due to a difference in the evolution between hardware and software. The software is already at a quite amazing level in terms of graphics and polygons. It's way more advanced compared to its hardware that can't keep up the pace yet, because the hardware simply can't diffuse the high-end graphics at this point in time. How does this come? And what makes that they can't display it or diffuse it for the moment? Well, first of all, the hardware should become more mainstream in order to make it more affordable for the larger crowd, the public, but also to step up in terms of graphics. Besides that, the rollout of 5G worldwide, of course, because I know in some countries it's already the case, but worldwide is very crucial as well to make the hardware smaller in due time and more comfortable. Where today we have a VR headset that's quite heavy, at least for a longer period in time. Well, by the time that 5G is rolled out correctly worldwide, a VR headset would be comparable to a pair of glasses. So, but also in terms of the data required to connect and interact. Think about the quality and speed of the first internet connection compared in the late 90s compared to nowadays. It's one of the reasons that we can have a smartphone nowadays, because the data connection is, let's say, way much better than back then. And then we still have the latency issues. Latency issues are also related to quantum physics. You could compare it to a reporter on television at another location in the world, talking or giving an update to the studio on the other side. Well, you can always notice that the lyrics are coming a bit delayed with a few milliseconds after the images. And it's exactly the same in terms of latency. So that still plays a role for multiplayer use, live concerts, or even interacting with people across your country, let alone the world. So in terms of graphics, a lot is possible, yes. But still, most media and entertainment companies out there keep working with what they know. Humanity is not very keen on change, as we know. So they need time to adapt before adopting and eventually embrace it. COVID did already play a role in it to enhance it, but still. The main issue with most, if not all, of the virtual performances that I showed you earlier on is that there is nearly no to no interaction at all between the artist and the fan, which is, to our ID, the most essential part of a concert and the reason of being. When Charlie discovered virtual reality back in 2014, this immersive world allowing you to interact in a 3D environment, the same environment in which we live and reflect, from there it almost started as a challenge. Imagine, we could do karaoke in VR, followed by concerts, and while we're at it, movies. It's something we didn't imagine possible yet at the time being. We laughed about it. But at the same time, that challenge turned out to be a planted seed growing over time. So in 2017, while working on the incarnation of an avatar for a movie project, Charlie proposed to his interns to set up a virtual concert scene. 3 months later, the very first version of Mizik was functional and a fact. Using Unity and a motion capture suite. Our vision left many professionals perplexed, especially the music world, who didn't understand back then why people would want to be cut off from others with a headset to listen to concerts with cartoonist avatars. But for us, it started to make sense. As we already discovered the Vocaloid concerts in Japan, with Hatsune Miku as the leading star, we knew that if its success would work like with mangas, it would only be a matter of time before it would take over the rest of the world. And he was ahead of it at the time being. Nevertheless, we couldn't imagine yet how people could be integrated in animated concerts, as an avatar facing the reality, but much cooler. At that time, we were mostly limited to 360 videos, and later technologies like volumetric capture made its introduction. In short, we were convinced that concerts without an extra realistic feel or touch were doomed to failure. So we reasoned that instead of concerts, the best thing would be to allow the public to be in the skin of a star, literally, and to sing in his favorite star's body. A kind of karaoke version 1000.0. We also thought about the real fans, those for whom being the star has no interest, but to be next to him for a duet would be like bungee jumping or something similar. Yes, the big jump. In short, a new world was opening up with endless possibilities. Not to mention the possibility for fans to find their deceased singer without offending anyone, because virtual reality is another dimension, not life as we know it. We enter this universe by putting a text. So that has no impact in the world that we imagine to join. Celebrities live there, eternally, that's all. At the first trial of this project, in the form of an avatar, broadcasted on a television screen, a bit like now, we understood right away that the ego, a direct consequence of fame, was a quick way to create empathy and acceptance of one's avatar. The experience of being able to sing on a stage surrounded by a large audience focuses us on the experience and allows us to accept what is around us, forgetting the real place where we are. But paradoxically, we know that what we are living is also a simulation, and that therefore the simulation has no impact on our real lives. Moreover, the avatar allows us to remain anonymous. This reconciled us with the anxiety of being famous, as we can only imagine what it's like for a star to live daily in the spotlights, always pretending that all is well in front of their public and fans, because it becomes part of the job, living a dream life at the expense of its true life or identity. It's a performance. One could be whoever he wants to be, present himself to the entire world without consequences for his real life. The next question became, how do we convince society, especially investors for us at this point in time, that this is not just another hype, that this is a new generation of business models, one with serious potential and impact? Well, exactly 2 weeks after we created our company XR1, end of February 2020, the unexpected happened: lockdown. Nobody ever suspected nor expected that the impact of COVID would provide the context to the expansion of these new models. And yet here we are, still building strong, together. Virtual reality and the possibility to be on stage like a star and performing with what we could call immersive karaoke. Mizik is a social VR platform that we want to see evolve in time, let it create new trends while integrating new technologies. We're creating a new lifestyle, a new way of social interaction with a major impact on the entire entertainment industry and the society consequently. So Mizik, what's about?
We are in Mizik, and the first time you can choose your avatar in the lodge. I choose him. It's Charlie Mercury. I choose my song and I choose my room. So, Pido Elepe! I'm Charlie Mercury this time. See you guys. Come on, let's go again. Wow, this is very, very cool. This is the first scene we created in 2017. I can take my virtual camera, you know. It's a virtual GoPro and I can make a selfie or what I want. You can see that we have virtual musicians. Hey, I have mouth movements and I can do all of that with just an Oculus Quest and 2 joysticks. I could go further with artists, adding a motion capture suite and allow them to have strictly identical movements of them. You can see logo of our partners, Laval Virtual, a famous festival for virtual reality in France, Radio France, FNAC. We organized in July a 3 days karaoke contest where participants sang in bars in the city of Laval. Participants were stars for the time of a song and were broadcasted in live stream on social networks with several movements and values of different and automated shots allowing to have a virtual concert broadcasting in 3D in a dynamic way.
Mizik is about making virtual reality mainstream to the public by focusing on something everybody knows and can relate to, something universal, something that we all know as music. Putting the fan back where he belongs, in contact with his favorite artist and vice versa, without putting the artist at risk. Expressing yourself, in any kind of form, avatar of your choice, as an individual, to explore the infinite possibilities of this technology. Live your dream. It's about connecting with each other, creating memories, experiences together. This is not another technology to isolate or cut people off from the real world. Today we're at the fifth industrial revolution, the virtual one. I can assure you one thing, and that is that the future is virtual. So get on the boat before missing out on it. In the end, the sky is not the limit. It's our belief system, that is. Anything you can imagine is possible. The word itself says it. I am possible. Thank you, everybody, for your time. And we hope to hear from you soon. Please contact us if you have any questions or others. And we're looking forward to meet real soon in real life. Thank you all. See ya. Bye bye.